Ladies and gentlemen, mortals and mortalettes, it is I, your prophet of purgatory here, your host of purgatory and host of Mr. Judgment's Confessionals here, coming to you live on the DBW YouTube page here on this Wednesday evening. Welcome to the House of Judgment, mortals and mortalettes. We have a special episode for you all here this evening, and it gives me great pleasure to bring on my guest. Not one, not two, this time two scheduled guests here to appear on Mr. Judgment's Confessionals, ladies and gentlemen. So, I want to remind everybody, thank you, first of all, for joining us here this evening live on the DBW YouTube channel, where you can find all the greatest DBW content right here. Like, comment, subscribe on all of our content, especially my show, every single week, every single Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on the DBW YouTube channel. Also, follow us on Facebook. Just search up DBW Dominant Breakout Wrestling. Check us out there on Facebook. Plus, we also have an Instagram page now where you can see all the latest content, all the latest news on the gram of Instagram. And so check us out on all forms of social media, ladies and gentlemen. But I have a fantastic episode here for you today. And also, don't forget, bonfire.com for the greatest merch in DBW history. Bonfire.com. It is where you can get some of the highest quality, even high enough for those of the likes of Purgatory. Yes, indeed. Highest quality, highest fashion. I've always, yes. So anyways, listen, I want to thank you all. Thank you for everyone. Please join us in the chat. I will get it up on screen. This is fully interactive between the competitors and the roster of DBW. Myself as your host, the true final boss. Yes, for over 2 years, the true final boss. Anyway, I digress. But please join us in on the comments. We'll get them posted live on screen to get the interaction flowing. We want full participation between all mortals and roster members here on DBW's Mr. Judgment's Confessionals. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. We are here. We are live. Unscripted. Live. Well, maybe a script, but live, ladies and gentlemen. So, I got to say here, I want to thank everyone that's already starting to join in the chat here. We have a few here joining in. Yes, indeed, here we have Zilla, hi, and hi to all DBW Global Champion, legendary Silas Walker. It looks like Silas Walker has now one fan. Indeed. Then we've got Caitlin Marios joining us in. Hi, indeed. And then less than 5 minutes to go, and that was me, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Then we got Zilla in here. We have RH Warhound. Good evening. Rolling Havoc of Ego. Then we've got Zilla saying hi to the prophet, to the host of Purgatory, Mr. Judgment. Yes, I'm the prophet. I'm your father, and you are all my children. Yes, indeed. And we got Richard Kugel, DBW times 3. Indeed. Aaron Blaze joining us here. Aaron Blaze, possibly a future here in DBW. Yes, it's going to be great here. I have a fantastic show here, ladies and gentlemen, mortals and mortalettes alike. And I would like to introduce my first guest here on the show, ladies and gentlemen, here this evening on episode number 3. Yes, we are going to have our first guest here. Let me get him signaled in here. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome DBW Global Champion, legendary Silas Walker, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, mortal?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Mr. Judgment? It's been a long time since I've spoken to you.
Yes, it's quite the last time we were in the ring. Indeed. But that was a different time, Silas Walker. That was before we are where we're at now.
Oh yeah.
I am no champion. You are the DBW Global Champion. Indeed. Look at that. Look at that right there. One of the highest prizes in all of DBW. The one of arguably between the Hub City and the Global Championship, the workhorse championships of DBW, ladies and gentlemen. It is what brings us to the game. Yeah, in the Global Champion is what you have to hold that championship to further excel to glory. Of course, being the DBW World Championship, but that Global Championship has quite the lineage with you, Silas Walker, right there at the top. So welcome to Mr. Judgment's Confessionals, where I will ask the hard-hitting questions of all mortals who join my show. Sound good?
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate the introduction. I appreciate the recognition of my legendary championship reign so far with this global championship.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. We are here with DBW Global Champion Silas Walker. Make sure he has brand new merch up on the DBW Bonfire site. So get his merch. If for the one fan of Silas Walker, get that merch. Actually, that is a unfilled shirt. I really do like that shirt.
Unfilled.
What's with the snake? Do you consider yourself a snake?
No, it just looks cool, you know? I don't consider myself. I don't consider myself anything.
Indeed.
Aside from the global champion.
Global champion, yeah, snake in the Garden of Eden, you filth. Anyway, I digress. Silas Walker, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Who, besides the DBW Global Champion, who is Silas Walker?
Well, if I could give everyone a little bit of a history lesson, I can go back on when I believe Silas Walker was truly born. I know I made the big change of ascending into this being that I am now around the time that I won this global championship. But the time that I was truly born, the time that the change truly happened within myself, was the night that I lost to you, Judgment. That night, my whole career, my whole tenureship in DBW built to that night. That was my shot at the DBW World Championship, one-on-one with the champion. And regardless of how the outcome came to be, I failed. That was on me. And that day, I learned that you have to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Whether it be using other people as pawns. I'm sorry, Big Tex. He is no longer. I killed Big Tex, by the way.
Indeed. I read him his last rites, ladies and gentlemen.
Or whether it be shifting him around and doing whatever it takes, faking an injury, getting people disqualified. I will do what it takes. I always go into every match with a plan. I've said this on other shows before. I am the most prepared person in DBW. I have been preparing for this upcoming match that I have since Merry Mayhem. I have been in the gym every day since Merry Mayhem. I have been eating protein 200 grams a day since Merry Mayhem. I am doing everything I can to be the best version of myself. And I'm not there yet. I'll never be the best version of myself because I can always get better. But I can always get smarter too and do things the easy way. You don't have to work the hardest. The smartest always wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, and mortals and mortalettes, I can confirm this, that he has indeed changed his diet. You should have seen the way he was wolfing down a steak before the show, ladies and gentlemen. It was absolutely, there's a word for it, it's escaping me. Oh, yes, filth. Yes, indeed. But anyway, you are the champion of DBW for the global division, which is a massive division here. It has as I said, quite the lineage in DBW history. And now that we know a little bit more about who Silas Walker is, well, I guess I should be saying you're welcome.
I truly do want to thank you for that. And back to how I came to be, I made a family. I had these people at my side. I had people that I got to the tag team championships of DBW, and they held those things for quite a while.
They did, indeed.
And then one of them disappeared, and we never really quite found out why. and then the other one failed me. And I couldn't handle that anymore. I couldn't handle the betrayal that they did to me. They're the ones that were in the wrong, not me. Jacob Cassidy, he has put a thorn in my side. He has put a knife in my heart. He was a brother to me. He was a son to me.
Yeah,
I get worked up thinking about it.
but I know exactly what you're talking about. So, and what he's referencing is, this team. You have Jacob Cassidy, who is an upstanding mortal here in DBW, who has just shown his true pedigree, ladies and gentlemen, here in DBW, and his true quality as a master competitor here in DBW of all things, whether it be technical wrestling or dabbling in the World Extreme Division, my God, or whatever it have you, or the tag team division, being a tag team champion himself, and then Big Tex, being a part of, all of that, and kind of going by the wayside. As you said, you put him down. And then, of course, you have the last bone shaker, Robert Pearson, who just kind of vanished, and maybe he, shook his last boner. I don't know. But the last bone shaker is gone, and heaven forbid we know where he is.
I did what I had to do, though. I did what I had to do with that, because one of the things that I learned, especially from you, Mr. Judgment, because you had so many people around you helping you at one time, is when everything starts to burn around you, you have to sacrifice the necessary pieces in order to save the king. And I did just that. I saved the king, and I became the king.
Yeah, it's it's, I do agree. Of course I have been reborn. I have been reforged anew and set my new path indeed, ladies and gentlemen. But back then, the Mr. Judgment of old, Mr. Judgment would do exactly what Silas is doing now, and whatever it takes to either gain a championship, which is the premier prize in all of DBW, or retain a championship. You do what needs to be done. I myself am fancy of many factions, whether it be the Dark Brotherhood or the New Brotherhood or Divinity. Yes, Divinity. Yes, the Trinity of Divinity, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever it be. But, they were mere stepstones to my glory, indeed, to help me reach the pinnacle of this company over multiple times, over multiple years. So I, my old self would agree with you, Silas Walker, that you do need to do what it takes to not only gain championships, but retain them, which is arguably much harder, because
anybody can get it.
You have that target on your back now. Yes, indeed. So, and like a coiled snake, you're ready to strike, Silas Walker.
I'm not doing the Cobra. I'm not doing that. No.
Don't ever do that again on my show. So, it's you have your ways, but looking at it from the perspective of this reborn Mr. Judgment, the host of Purgatory, where you can find us here live Wednesday night on the DBW YouTube channel, live. It's looking at it now from my renewed perspective. You are grimy, sir. I saw at Merry Mayhem, we legitimately were concerned for your well-being. With your ankle, we had thought it just popped right out of socket, and you were being helped to the back. You shoved the ringside medic off to the side. She probably broke one of her ankles. And then you shoved the roster members who did come out there, you shoved them to the side. And then you walk into the ring, you blindside Adam Anderson, and you hit that massive F5 and pick up the victory to retain said championship. So old Mr. Judgment would be like, new Mr. Judgment says you're a filth bag. So along with the rest of the DBW universe. So what's your thoughts on that? Like, what would entice you to retain your championship in that said fashion?
Well, I could say that Chase Wakefield's clever. I could say that I honestly thought he broke my nose in the middle of that match when he kicked me right in the schnoz. I could say that he might have caught me off guard, or I could say that he knows me very, very well. And I decided I needed to do what was necessary. Now, as far as the EMT and as far as the people helping me, people like the EMT, when they do this, they sign a waiver, and I am not held liable for this. If anything, it is the fault of the promotion. I mean, come on, it's Gainer's fault, potentially the owner's faults. I mean, I'm not going to put the blame on you, but that's not on me. I am a contracted wrestler, so
Indeed.
I did what I thought was necessary.
You know, you regardless if you like it or not, Mortals and Mortalettes, he is your current reigning defending DBW Global Champion, and quite the significant reign it has been, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that prestigious prize there, one of the workhorse championships of DBW that is right before you, held by the current legendary Silas Walker here on Mr. Judgment's Confessionals here Wednesday night live on YouTube channel. Make sure to check us out on all forms of social media, including Facebook, where you can search out Dominant Breakout Wrestling, and also on our new Instagram page. Check that out as well, where you can search the same thing that I just stated. I'd rather not waste my breath. And so check us out on all forms of social media. And also check out our wonderful merch store at bonfire.com. Just search out Dominant Breakout Wrestling, and you will find many options to order and to buy, including this shirt that Silas Walker is commandeering at the moment on my show. So I was able to obtain a clip from the end of your match at Merry Mayhem that I would like to show to the audience and show to yourself now and get your thoughts on what happened.
Back on!
Listen here, you piece of shit. Oh! Yeah, pissed. He's pissed. Here's your next opponent. He says his next opponent. Who? Gainer. Obviously, there's somebody lined up for Silas Walker.
For the next show, right?
Yeah. You're not that oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Wow. Business is fixing to pick up.
Oh yeah!
All my goodness.
Come on!
We have the Prince, Austin James. He's
It was a matter of time. That championship coming home.
Oh, what? It's just such a.
So it looks like, our general manager Gainer has made it official, which I can make it official to you in the audience right now, ladies and gentlemen, that at our next show, Unfinished Business, which will be our next premiered show on the DBW YouTube channel. Dates are coming soon. It has been marked official as of last year. Actually, the first official match announced technically for the Unfinished Business show. It will be Silas Walker defending his DBW Global Championship against the Prince of DBW, Austin James. And what a match that is going to be. What are your thoughts before I bring on our next guest? What do you have to say, Silas Walker, on your next challenger for said championship?
Now, some could say that Austin James might be my biggest challenge yet. I've put down people like Chase Wakefield. I've put down people like Jacob Cassidy. I've put down people 3 times my size, like Big Tex. I've put down people who came and surprised me, like Nikki Chooch. I've done the necessary things to prove that I am a solid champion, and I am one of the greatest DBW global champions that has ever graced this federation. You can look at people like Novin. You can look at people like the current heavyweight champion, Brandon Costelli. You can look at people who have rocked the independent scene like RJ Carnage. I am a better champion than all of them. And when I put down Austin James, that will cement that. That will cement my legacy in DBW as the global champion, no matter what happens in the future. And now the reasoning why he brought him out, I don't know why. Maybe he just thought, you know, he just went through a really tough match. He just went through all this. He potentially is injured. He doesn't know what to believe, right? And he brings out Austin James. He brings out this guy who's known to be aggressive with others and who's known to come out and get in my face and try and fight me. I'm not going to do that. I left the ring and did what was necessary. He told me my match, which, come on, let's be honest. This guy's been against me since day one. Gaynor, the general manager. He's been against me since I've won this thing.
You know, you two have been at each other since day one. I mean, you two just do not see eye to eye whatsoever. And I don't think this is the last time we've seen the story of the legendary Silas Walker and the GM Gaynor. I will tell you that.
He's been more than a thorn in my side. And I think you're going to learn pretty soon that you made a mistake in making him the general manager when he's proven to be corrupt and like he's proven to put me through all this stuff, right? It's going to be no more. When I put down every single person that he lays out for me, what's he going to do next?
Indeed. You know, it's kind of funny because that seems to be one-sided because everybody else says he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, look at the current world champion. Brandon Castelli. They're friends. Look, what is that? Well, that's nepotism if I've ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You have Brandon Castelli, the walking commercial of DBW, trying to befriend the general manager.
Indeed.
I don't.
You know, he's the world champion though, so it's he gets extra exposure because he is at the top of the mountain. He's the mountain. Looks like you're in a rush to leave out of this match or not. You seem scared. Ooh.
You know, I forgot to check into my hotel too, so I realized I had to get out of there by a certain time, or I'd lose the hotel booking. So
indeed. Well, it looks like we have someone who agrees with you, saying it's always Gaynor's fault.
Really, it is. I don't know you, Richard, but I agree with you.
And then we've got someone here. Ooh. I don't know what we feel about that. I mean, I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to bring on my next guest here onto the show here on Mr. Judge's Confessionals. And I would love to bring forward my next guest. He is the self-proclaimed Prince of DBW. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin James, Prince of DBW, 1/3 of Hugo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mr. Judgment's Confessionals, Austin James.
Hey, Mr. Judgment, I'm doing great. But first things first, Silas, obviously you were scared. I came to you like a man face to face, and you took care and ran. I wasn't going to attack you. Like I stated before, I want you at your best because there's no running when I beat you cleanly and take that championship, that DBW Global Heavyweight Champion, and make it more prestigious than you ever will.
You think you're going to make that more prestigious than I ever will? I've made this, and arguably, this is worth more than the world championship to me. This is everything to me. This might as well be part of my ring gear. This belongs to me because I'm not letting a single soul take it. And what else could I expect? You have Gaynor, the bias guy of DBW, the guy leading it crooked in a crooked path, sending you out there. What can I expect? Even if your intention wasn't to fight me, I'm sure he wanted you to. I just went through a grueling match.
Did
you see Chase Wakefield? You see the size of the guy?
Chase Wakefield, a guy that returned against me and I beat cleanly. And you had to beat dirty. What type of man shows that you are?
You know, if you know what Austin James is referencing is the way that the global champion Silas Walker defended successfully his DBW Global Championship towards the end of that match with Adam Anderson seeming to come off of the top turnbuckle and tweaked his ankle and had to be assisted on his way to the back by the medical staff and then shoved everybody out of the way before he broke the curtain, came back into the ring, blindsided Adam Anderson, hit the F5 and picked up the 1-2-3 victory over Adam Anderson. I think that's what you're referring to, Austin James. Is that correct?
Yes, that's 100% correct. And when I faced Chase Wakefield, Adam Anderson, I pinned him, shoulders to the mat, 1, 2, 3. No cheat moves, no running, no hiding. See, you say you're always prepared. You're not, because I am. I took Chase Wakefield on a the last minute match. I didn't know who I was facing, and I beat him clean.
Indeed. It's Austin James. You have proven yourself time and time again as, if we can go back to one of the, actually the longest reigning tag team champions with yourself and Colin Graves in DBW history, and the long lineage of tag team champions in DBW is quite amazing. Oh, it looks like we have GM Gaynor in the chat now. Silas, where you are legendary coward. Oh boy. So we have the GM now in attendance on Mr. Judgment's Confessionals. Yeah. As I have all my guests, we have the DBW Global Champion, Silas Walker, and his next challenger for that DBW Global Championship, the Prince of DBW, Austin James, ladies and gentlemen. We also have Jackson Snow here. Gee, so hard on Gainer.
I know, right?
Indeed. So it looks like we have a menage a trois of DBW roster members joining the chat here, along with the DBW Universe. So it's great to see them on. So this next match. So Austin James, you have strived to get singles championship gold.
Yes.
And now you have an opportunity that was bestowed upon you via the general manager Gaynor. So what do you say? Like, what's your mindset starting off the 2025 DBW season? And your first challenge is arguably one of the hardest challenges, as you know, that Silas Walker, as he is self-admitted, he will do anything that it takes to retain his title. How can you overcome this?
How can I overcome that? I know exactly how to overcome it. To go back on what you said, longest reigning tag champs. You know what you got to do to be the longest reigning champ? You got to do whatever it takes and what it means. And that's to say, I know what it means to get the job done. Hell, I've done it numerous of times in DBW and other companies. I've done it time and time again, Silas. And that's what you're failing to realize. Is I'm not just a tag specialist. Yeah, in DBW, I'm a tag specialist because I'm the longest reigning tag team champion. But and other places, ask about me. They know who I am.
I've seen you on the toy show. I've seen you in EBW. I've seen you in other federations. I know what you're able to do, and that's why I've been preparing since that day that you got in the ring and you looked me in the eyes. I knew that you were going to do what it took to prepare yourself, so I have to prepare better. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm in the middle of. And I'm not even the best version of myself yet. Silas Walker is not in his final form. And when I am in my final form, when I show everyone just what I am capable of, you'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, Silas Walker is the Frieza of DBW, ladies and gentlemen.
So if you're not at your best yet, then what makes you think you have a chance of standing in that ring with me right now?
Because I keep getting better every single day, and I'm this good already. The thing is, what I'm telling you is I have no limit to how good I can become. I have the intelligence to get anything done in any way. You think you're going to be one step ahead of me because you've seen all the tricks that I've performed and everything that I've done. But you're not. I'm 3 steps ahead of that. And when you're finally there, I'm 5 steps ahead of that. I see what moves you're going to do. I see what pieces you're going to move.
Pieces.
You want to play my game, I'll play it. And if Gaynor wants to get in my way, I'll move him right down the ladder.
Now,
I'll get the Better Business Bureau involved. I'll get him fired.
Gaynor is not an active competitor, ladies and gentlemen. He is merely the general manager who makes sure that the shows run streamlined, which he does a great job of. And, regardless of what you think, Silas Walker, I would have to say phenomenal job, Gaynor, on booking this match as a fan and for the DBW Universe. This is going to be a fantastic match with two of the top competitors in all of DBW, striving after one of the highest prizes in DBW, that global championship, to start the 2025 season at Unfinished Business. So I think it's great. So Austin James, so hearing this, he's going to do whatever it takes. So you yourself have been a tag team champion before, and you've been champions all over the place. Yeah. You've held titles all over. So what do you need to do to finally capture the singles title, one of the top prizes in all of DBW? What do you need to do to outwit the snake, Silas Walker?
It's simple. I'm gonna keep it clean and simple. I'm gonna try out wrestle him, cause if he can't go nowhere if he can't get out that ring. I'm gonna out wrestle you. I'm gonna grind you down. I'm gonna wear you out. You're gonna be tired, sweating, begging for me to stop. But I'm not gonna stop until I break every limb in your body, and that is a sin.
You think you're going to do that? You think you can do that to me? You think you're going to be able to be capable of doing that to me? Really?
Yes.
Because when you get in the ring with the DBW Global Champion, the greatest DBW Global Champion, you're not just getting in the ring with a wrestler that you wrestled a few times, a few shows ago, and like Chase Wakefield. You're not just getting in the ring against one of the tag guys that you fought for years. You're getting in the ring with someone that's done what you have been incapable of doing in DBW your entire tenure. And that is claiming singles gold. I am the global champion. I have been the Anarchy champion. I have been the World Extreme champion. And I do not plan on losing this anytime soon. Austin James, you say you're going to break every bone in my body. You're more than welcome to. I will floss my teeth with your spine. I am ready for this match at Unfinished Business.
It's a little dark, Silas Walker.
I cannot wait to tear you apart. I cannot wait to outwit you. I cannot wait to have my plans execute perfectly, have every piece move in every way that I need to. I always have a plan.
Austin James, that brings me to a great point. How do you prepare for someone who's willing to do whatever it takes? Like, we saw some of the wittiness that he will do to retain that championship. So knowing that this is a possibility in a straight one-on-one match, how do you prepare for a match like this, knowing that he will do whatever it takes, as we've seen?
See, when you're part of one of the greatest factions in DBW history, no offense, Mr. Judgment, you said there was no Trinity better than Divinity, but ego still standing and Divinity is not.
Indeed. You're welcome.
See, I got tricks up my sleeve too, Silas. So make sure you're not gonna do no funny business. I'm gonna have Colin Graves right by my side. You know how that we're family. We're tight. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Colin Graves in my corner just to make sure you don't do nothing dirty.
Oh, really? Really? He's gonna be in your corner. He's gonna be there to help you. You're gonna allow this, Mr. Judgment? Is Gaynor gonna allow this?
Well, it's okay to have a manager at ringside. This is not against the rules, Silas Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Judgment.
Well, I just want you to think of something too. I want you to think of something that really has probably been bothering you for a long time. You want to look at your other brothers in ego. Look at Roland Havoc. He's scheduled to fight Brandon Castelli for the World Championship. He is one of the greatest World Extreme champions this company has ever laid its eyes upon. Roland Havoc, he beat the hell out of me before. I respect him. He's done things you haven't done. Look at Colin Graves. He went 30 minutes with Brandon Castelli. He went into overtime, I believe, with Brandon Castelli, the world champion, the man that took that championship from you, Mr. Judgment. Colin Graves has done a lot more than you have, too. Do you think maybe they've started to doubt you? Do you think maybe ever since you've injured your shoulder years ago that you've started to doubt yourself, that you're not at the top of your game anymore? Maybe you're doubting yourself, and maybe that's making your brothers doubt you. Maybe they're getting in your head just as much as I am. Or no one's getting in my head. No one's getting in your head as much as you are, though. You're going to bother yourself, and you're going to let this eat you alive.
How is that shoulder, Austin James? I mean, is it 100% peak physical condition?
Well, about we say we'll find out when we get there.
Ooh. I don't know if I would have left that door open for Silas Walker. But ladies and gentlemen, as we have heard and officially at Merry Mayhem, but we officially have the graphic for this match at our next show, Unfinished Business, which premieres right here on the DBW YouTube channel. You will see this amazing match for one of the top prizes in all of DBW. The DBW Global Championship will be on the line as Austin James competes for legendary Silas Walker's DBW Global Championship one-on-one, unfinished business, Global Championship on the line. I could not be more excited as a fan to watch this match, and kudos to Gainer for booking this match, because I think it is a huge win, not only for both of you to show your quality, but also this is going to be an amazing match. Have you two ever been in the ring together in DBW?
No,
Nope.
not once.
This is a first ever match in DBW, and you both have been in DBW for years and have never stepped foot one-on-one in the ring together. That is absolutely mind-blowing. I need to do, I need to listen, and, I need to make sure that we have these matches like this, because it's, this is going to be a phenomenal match that I want to see. Two styles clashing in the ring, two very different styles. Of course, you have the hard-hitting, high-flying styles of Austin James going against the quick, witty styles of the global champion, Silas Walker, and doing whatever it takes, as he has self-admitted, to not only get that title in the first place, but also to retain it multiple times successfully over multiple months and now into multiple years. So it's going to be a phenomenal match. I am greatly looking forward to it. So let me ask you, Austin James, what are your goals for the DBW 2025 season?
My goals for the 2025 season. Well, start off by dog walking Silas Walker, taking that global championship and making that championship the championship of what it was when RJ Connors, Cyrus, Blaze Ace Christian, guys like them who had built that championship. I'm going to put that championship back in the main event. That's my goals.
That's your goals, is strictly that title, to get one of the highest prizes in all of DBW. That is your sole focus going into the 2025 season. I love it. What about you, Silas Walker? What is your goals for the 2025 DBW season?
My goal for 2025 is to start out at Unfinished Business by putting down Austin James and showing to everyone that this, as well as the entire global division, belongs to me. I will not stop in my quest to make this more prestigious than the World Championship. I will not stop in my quest to become the greatest champion DBW has ever seen, not just the greatest global champion.
Well, Silas Walker, your means are to be questioned, but the result is success. Whether we like it or not, Silas Walker is and has been your DBW Global Champion, successfully defending that title against multiple successful competitors that have had a ton of success in DBW. I mean, let's just look at your last competitor, Adam Anderson, former world champion, has held multiple titles in DBW. One of the founders of this company, whatever he wants to call himself nowadays. But it's and then Austin James' success in the tag team division. You know, you have put on some amazing matches as a singles competitor, and now to show your quality, to finally get a shot at the DBW Global Championship issued by Gaynor at the end of Merry Mayhem last year, to start off the 2025 season at Unfinished Business is going to be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to see this match. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So, final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. And I will go to you first, Austin James. Final thoughts as you head in to the 2025 season for that DBW Global Championship.
So I want you to listen and listen carefully. I said it on Sports Wire. I respect you. I respect what you've done. But I do not respect what you're doing with that championship. That championship is the most prestigious championship. And you're making it the worst title around that nobody wants. You're making that title in the filthy trash. And it's tainted by you. And I'm going to bring back the legacy of that championship when I demolish you at Unfinished Business and claim my spot as the rightful global champion, the DBW Global Heavyweight Champion.
All right, Austin James, thank you very much for joining the show, Mr. Judgment's Confessionals. This is the first of many times all of the competitors will be on. I am going to allow you to exit. Thank you very much for gracing our presence. Yes, indeed. And pray to the prophet of purgatory. Indeed. But thank you very much for being on the show, Austin James, the Prince of DBW. That leads me to you, legendary Silas Walker. Final words to you, DBW Global Champion.
Austin James thinks I've tainted this championship. Austin James thinks nobody wants this championship. I beg to differ. I think everyone's been gunning for this since I've claimed it. I haven't tainted anything. If anything, I've purified this to be one of the most prestigious championships in the entire company. And you think the things that I've done are sinful? He thinks the things that I've done have been dirty or slimy? No. The reason I do the things that I've done, the reason I do the things like causing chaos, honestly, I love watching everyone scramble around. I love watching the reactions in everyone's faces when they have no clue what to do and they have to cling to whatever they hold so dear. I get off on it. I love doing things like that. And when I step in the ring with Austin James and I put him down, the simple fact of that will be the greatest satisfaction that I have ever had in my entire life. I cannot wait for this match. This is one of the most anticipated matches in DBW history, at least for me. I cannot wait. I'm not afraid of Austin James. I've never been afraid of anything in my entire life. So the thing I'm afraid of the most is losing this, and that's never going to happen.
So let me make sure I can hear you correctly. What are you actually looking forward to facing this guy?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to proving him wrong. I'm looking forward to shocking him with all of the things that I come up with and all of the things that I'm going to do to him. I can't wait to prove him wrong and shut his mouth and prove to his brothers just what a failure he is. I'm going to do it in front of Colin Graves while he is ringside. I'm going to look in his eyes while I drain the life out of Austin James. When that 1, 2, 3 hits and his soul, his pride, his ego leaves his body.
You gotta be excited.
I'm gonna be excited.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Unfinished Business, the first show of the 2025 DBW season. You are going to see legendary Silas Walker and Austin James, the Prince of DBW, one-on-one for the DBW Global Championships. Months in the making. Arguably one of the most anticipated matches to start the year, let alone at any other point in time of the year. I mean, you have two of the top competitors in DBW going at it for one of the top prizes in all of DBW, the Global Championship. Legendary Silas Walker looks to defend that successfully, once again, by any means necessary, as he said so himself. Whether it be a sin or not, he is going to successfully defend that DBW Global Championship if he has anything to say about it, mortals and mortalettes. So, thank you very much, Legendary Silas Walker, for being on my show. And it's nice to be on different terms, you know, as I am reborn and I am renewed, and as you are too, as you self-admitted since we last saw each other in the ring. So you're welcome for purifying your soul. Unfortunately, it was just a slight bit tainted, apparently. But it has led you to success nonetheless, for you are the DBW Global Champion. Thank you, Silas Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining my show here. Every Wednesday night, we come to you live on the DBW YouTube channel, Mr. Judgment's Confessionals. Thank you to everyone who chimed in on the chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to get up some last-minute chats. Some last-minute chats here. Let's see. Hi to the DBW World Champion, Brandon Castelli, who is not on the show. Then we've got your pride and your ego leave your soul. And Austin James will be new DBW Global Champion. Ooh, very, very ambitious of you. What a savage. Ayo, yes, indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me, the Prophet of Purgatory, and your father, because you are all my children. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday night, and we will be here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. live on the DBW YouTube channel. Make sure to check us out on all of our other social media platforms as Facebook, Dominant Breakout Wrestling. Just search it. You'll find it. And then Instagram, search out Dominant Breakout Wrestling, and you search it, and you will find it. So like us, follow us, subscribe to us, whatever you can do to support all of the amazing competitors here at DBW. Support my show here at Mr. Judgment's Confessionals. Let us know what you think of the show. 3 episodes in as we continue improvement show after show after show. And don't forget to check out the amazing bonfire.com. Just search out, as it says in the bottom of the screen, just search Dominant Breakout Wrestling for all the amazing merch. There's new merch going up almost every single week. So grab your merch and support the amazing competitors of DBW that you all love or hate so much. Thank you so much for joining the Prophet of Purgatory here on Mr. Judgment's Confessionals.